Hi everyone, this is Annette. Welcome to my scrapbooking corner. I have a layout for you. This one is done using a little bit of my Cricut. The only thing I cut with my Cricut is the sun that the little bear is holding. Otherwise, everything else is cut with my Silhouette Cameo. And the sun was just a die cut. The sun was just a die cut that I found, just a Google search, and as well as the clouds. The clouds I also found in a Google search. And then I have my title, which is, oh, hold on, I'm going to have to look it up. Hold on. It's, I can get it for you. Just give me a second. Seem to be, it's called Ziggy Zoe. Z-O-E. Alright, is my font that I used. And then I did an offset of the title, the cloud, and the sun. I grouped everything together and did an offset, so that way when I cut it out, it's going to cut out individually because right here currently are my clouds. And so everything's going to be individual pieces, and then I will put it together back. I will glue it to the offset, which is that blue, which I haven't got my paper picked out. I did, and then I decided, nope, I'm not going to use that paper. I'm going to choose something else. So anyway, that is where I stand with that. And these die cuts I purchased. She had a really good sale going on. So I purchased a whole bunch. So I have like 70 of these that I got for, they were $8 a piece. I got for $2.50 or $2.25. And I think it's Scrap. I'll get it here. I have it on my flash drive and I can tell you. It's Scrapping Bug Designs is who I purchased them from, if you want to know. I got this, which is called Baby of Mine, and what I did is I broke the pieces down and I changed because it's actually, it's got several baby girl bears, and so I modified it to make it a boy. And this one is holding a rattle. I just deleted off the rattle, changed the safety pin and in his bonnet trim blue, and then changed the rattle to a sun, which the sun I found online, but it doesn't trace the individual pieces correctly. So I'm still new at this, so I know a little bit on tracing, but nothing. I don't know low, whatever that stuff's called, low something, high something. Anyway, I don't know about all that, but I just do a simple trace. And so what I had to do is I had to trace, and then it, what is it called? I can tell you, low pass, high pass, and then trace and detach. That is what I did. So I didn't have it, because otherwise if you move it off the mat, it's like it's on a sheet of its own paper, so I didn't want that. Otherwise it's covering my bear. So I did a cut and trace and detach it. And I didn't try to do a print and cut with it, so I don't know how it's going to work. I was surprised at the sun, because my idea was to use my Cricut sun, but then I realized, oh, I can't, because I wish I could mix and match my plan with Silhouette Cameo on my Gypsy or Cricut, and vice versa. And I mean, I still cut with my Cricut. I just wish I could use the die cuts on my Silhouette Cameo so I can plan my pages out. Because now I have two separate machines and I can't plan them together, combine them, so it's a little bit more difficult. But anyway, so that is my plan. It's You Are My Sunshine. This is a page that I did 2 layouts for a girl and boy, and I didn't feel like doing that same one again, so I decided to see what I had for die cuts, and I came up with this. Anyway, so with that said, let's get started. Alright, all my paper came from this paper stack right here. It is color Bach. I got that paper from Tuesday morning, actually. And this paper I cut down to 5.5 by 5.5, and I put half on one page and one half on the other page. I used my zip dry to adhere it. It makes it a little easier to make sure that I get them in the correct position on each page. So when both pages are brought back together, the page comes back together. So place it anywhere on one, and then it helps. I can move it around. And voila! I have this washi tape, or I want to call it washi tape, drywall tape. And I missed it using my triple M's. I named them after myself since I homemade them. And there's those three colors. I went so fast I couldn't tell what colors they were. I know it's true blue. It's true blue. I know there's like a navy blue and a glitter blue. A blue glitter. I use those on there. And I kind of do the same technique. Adhere them top and bottom, and then once, and then I do the same to the other page. So when they come back together, everything becomes one again. So, like so. And that drywall tape is self-adhesive, so you don't have to add any glue. Even after misting it, once it dries, it's not that sticky when it's wet, of course, but once the paint dries, it becomes sticky again. And there's my title. There are the pearls and the water pen I used. That works out really good versus having a container of water and a brush. I really like that water pen I have. I purchased it at Hobby Lobby. Same as those inks. That's where I got the pearl paint, watercolor paints. It's from Hobby Lobby. I like that store. And there are some, that's ribbon I purchased from Michaels. Most of my ribbon I get from Michaels and their Dollar Bin. They have some really nice ribbon in there. And those photo mats are 3.5 by 3.5. They came from a paper that I've just had in my stash for a while. I don't recall what paper pad it come from. And then I have those, and then I do a whole nother color, that pattern right there, as my larger mat, which I cut down to 5.25 by 3 3/4. And I'm a little nervous about this because I like my photo mats to all match, but I decided to go out of my comfort zone and try doing 2 mats of one color and 1 mat of another, mix and match. Because I really liked both colors, both of those patterns with this paper and die cuts, so I kind of wanted to stick with that. And the colors in my title, I pulled from that floral paper. The greens, the pinks, and the oranges. how that title turned out. That's the first time I tried making a title by grouping die cuts in along with the font. I like how that turned out. You don't have to weld anything. As long as you have it all grouped together when you do your offset, it offsets all as one piece. But if you do not have them grouped, all the pieces grouped before you offset, then your offset will be separate as well. So when it cuts out, it's not going to cut out of all one piece. So make sure you group it first. And here I am putting on my foam dimensionals, which is just that craft foam that you purchase a big stack of. It's adhesive on one side, and then you have to add adhesive on the other. It's adhered at the top, as close to the top edge as I can get it. And then I'm going to adhere my photo mats, which I struggle a little bit trying to get them placed in the right spot, but it all works out in the end. And then that bear down there, I actually cut the blue of his bonnet from the same pattern. And the sun that he's holding, I use Peachy Keen stamps for that. Everyday paper faces, I believe. Or everyday faces. And then I realized, oh yeah, my photo cannot be portrait, it must be landscape. So I don't know why I did it that way. And I had it so it was planned landscape on this side and portrait on the other side. But it doesn't work out portrait on the other because I needed I need to make a pocket out of the larger photo mat so I could have an area for my niece to journal if she so chooses to. Or she could choose to put pictures on it. Up to her. But I try to tell her that journaling the page is very important. My brother has learned that in his ventures of scrapbooking. But sometimes his sister does know what she's talking about. So that way I can look at his scrapbook and he has the story in there. He does not have to be with me to tell the story. He has written the story down so I can look at his scrapbook, and the story is right there. And that is what I like. I like to look at someone's pictures and have a story written for me to read. And I decided to pop him up as well. My cloud is not, but he is. And their eyes I drew on myself. And the nose and the stuff all good. That turned out really cute. I really like how their eyes turned out. All good. So I should have skipped all this out. Sorry. Not very interesting, I know. Alright. And I cut extra clouds, not just the one that he's standing on, but I cut extra ones because I want to put them behind that large photo mat.
Oh, it's like my computer's skipping or something. I'm not sure what I was doing over there. I thought my computer froze. Okay, so on to the second page. So now that boring process again of putting foam on them. It was kind of an afterthought. I didn't think about popping them up. But I use large pieces, so it doesn't take me too terribly long. See? And now I'm going to do my title, which says Sunshine. Which is cute. I love how that turned out. I took a break from baby pages and I opened up my Becky Fleck page maps and saw some pictures in there. I chose out which page map I'm going to do. It's just a matter of doing them. So I decided to work on some of my own pictures, which, of course, my pictures don't consist of human kids, not the furry kind, which I will have pictures of Coco soon, hopefully. I think I might print doubles of those, and I was doing my club scrap for her pictures, but I think I might put her pictures in there, but also scrapbook them using other techniques as well. So I can pick out my own papers and not use my club scrap. Or use my club scrap for other pictures. But at any rate, that's where I decide that one is going to be portrait or landscape as well. So I'm going to change the ribbon. Because I'm like, no matter what I do, I cannot get it to work. Because I didn't, when I planned this page, of course, I don't have ribbon on my photo mats. So when I put the ribbon on there, it didn't work right with the title. It laid over top my ribbon and made it sit up too much. So, and I really, really, really wanted to use that uh, Project Life card about You Are My Sunshine, but it doesn't work. And here I change it. And now I'm going to try to place my extra cloud somewhere. But I really tried really hard to get that card to work. And I didn't want to put it under the photo mat because then you can't see what it says. So I finally say, another layout. I actually put them to the side, so I have them out. I think I try it back portrait again. Yeah, I do. And then I'm like, okay, put that over it. And then I'm like, no. Move it over, move it up. I just could not get it to work. So back to landscape with the photo goes. I end up using a tag, which I probably cut that using the Cricut as well. And then I double matted it. And tried moving around it as well. So there I'm trying to adhere everything. I think for my photo mats I'm using my zip drive because I just happen to have that handy. Sorry, I have to take a drink here. Tell you what, 8 o'clock and I'm ready for bed. My eyes are burning. So this is where I am trying to figure out what to do. And I might be looking for a stencil because I do have, yep, I have tape stencils, and so that is what I do. There we go. And then I'm going to cut around that. Alright. Ink in the tags. And put that in there. And there we go. That completes the layout. Oh, I gotta figure out where my files are gonna go. And that's where they're gonna go. And so that's it. Alright, so that completes my layout, and I have pictures for you to see the layout in greater detail. And when I have another one done, I will be back with that. Thanks for watching.